If you are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market.
Stop everything, because Nike just changed women's basketball forever. Caitlin Clark's official Nike logo is finally here, and the way it hit the market has the entire sports world scrambling to catch up. Fans thought they had time, thought they'd be able to log in at 10 a.m. and casually grab a pair of her special Kobe Pro Tro sneakers.
This is the logo, the two CCs intertwined together. Somebody said it looked a lot like a 1950s airline logo, and I was like, you know, I kind of see that. There's Brianna.
But by the time most people clicked add to cart, it was already over. $190 sneakers gone in minutes. And if you hesitated, too late. Those same shoes were popping up online for double, even triple the retail price. $375, $500, some even hitting $800. This wasn't just a sneaker drop. This was Caitlin Clark, showing the world her influence is bigger than anyone imagined.
People kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming in 2026. Now, this is going to be her logo for all of her Nike stuff that is Caitlin Clark official.
People weren't just buying shoes. They were buying into a movement. And the movement had just been given a face, a brand new logo that would instantly define an era. Nike's reveal of Caitlin Clark's official CC mark wasn't a small press release or a quiet rollout. It was a thunderclap. Two bold interlocking Cs with a subtle third hidden inside. Clean, sharp, and instantly polarizing. Some fans said it screamed luxury, like Chanel or Gucci. Others joked it looked like an airline logo from the 1950s. But that was the point. It had people talking, arguing, reacting. Nike didn't just launch a logo. They launched a conversation. And for Caitlin Clark, that conversation turned into something bigger than any endorsement deal. This was the moment she went from athlete to cultural icon. For months, critics said Nike was fumbling the bag. They signed Clark to a record deal.
This logo, man, right now, currently, man, this is so dope, man. Oh, Nike, y'all did a good job with this, man. This is so clean. Go on her shoes, for shirts. Oh, man, that's gonna be so raw. Clark with the hardest logo in the game right now, man. That shit is super clean. I love it. I love it. It's super dope, man. Hey, Clark, just when they want to be dropping they stuff, you know you got something in the works, man, and you gonna drop it. It's gonna be way harder than everybody else's shit, man. The new God Caitlin Clark logo, man. Super sick.
But where was the product? Where was the logo? Where was the shoe? Now the answer is here. Nike wasn't fumbling anything. They were building an empire, brick by brick. And the foundation is Caitlin Clark. The interlocking Cs aren't just a design choice. Nike worked directly with Clark, obsessing over every detail, making sure the logo reflected her precision, her intensity, her relentless drive. That hidden third C, it represents how her game was built from the inside out, fueled by passion and perfected through obsession. It's not just branding, it's storytelling. And when Caitlin herself unveiled the mark, it didn't just light up social media, it sent Nike stock surged, analysts scrambled, and suddenly every investor realized the truth. They weren't just watching a basketball player's career, they were watching a billion-dollar business launch in real time. Within hours of the reveal, Nike's stock jumped 3%.
See on my jacket like Caitlin Clark, Flau'jae Johnson called it with her reference to CC in her song, because finally Nike has unveiled the signature CC logo, which features two C's. Caitlin Clark, of course, her name, I've joked about this situation for a while when people wonder what was going on with Nike, and I just can't imagine they would sign her to the deal that they did and then not eventually have some big product on the way. And of course, she is part of the partnership as well. Perhaps she could have been promoted more in the meantime, but regardless, she's so popular. All you got
extending a rally that had already been heating up. That might sound small, but in the world of billion-dollar corporations, that's a tidal wave. And at the center of it all, a rookie guard from Iowa who's rewriting the economics of women's sports before she even laces up her first official signature shoe. Industry insiders are calling this the most lucrative women's shoe deal in history. Projections say Caitlin's signature sneaker, set to launch in 2026, could generate between $100 million and $150 million in revenue. That number isn't just huge for women's basketball, it's massive for basketball, period. Experts are already putting Clark's line in the same conversation as Nike's top 5 signature franchises across the entire sport. Think about that. Before she's even played a full WNBA season, Caitlin Clark is being compared to Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. That's the scale of the moment. And the hype isn't just manufactured, it's backed up by real numbers. Caitlin Clark has already been responsible for more than 26% of the WNBA's entire economic activity in 2024.
Interlocking C's, her mark is emblematic of ever-expanding range on the court. Celebrate her logo debut with this soft cotton logo tee. And you know what's interesting about this design? It does look like they are interlocked, but if you kind of like squint your eyes, it also kind of looks like a very dimensional one C in front of the other one. I don't know if that's just me. According to Nike, the shirt is available, but it's not available just yet. But you can be notified for when it does go on sale. I can only imagine it's going to get sold out lickety.
That's one player driving more than a quarter of a professional league's business. And now, projections suggest her impact could climb to a staggering $1 billion in 2025. That's not marketing spin. That's the Caitlin Clark effect, and it's transforming everything. But the hype doesn't stop at Nike stock or Wall Street forecasts. You want proof she's bigger than basketball? Look at jersey sales. In 2024, Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever jersey ranked as the second best-selling basketball jersey in the world, across both the NBA and the WNBA. The only player ahead of her? Steph Curry. Not LeBron. Not Giannis. Not Luka. Caitlin Clark. Her jersey sales surged by more than 1,100% in one season, and she's kept that momentum rolling into 2025.
Sneaker sells out online in minutes. There hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella in the glass slipper.
And of course, just today, Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner, like camping out, trying to get the shoe. I also heard that Nike stocked about 14,000 of these, and that is an unconfirmed report, but they sold out in less than a minute. If that's any indication of what a Caitlin Clark signature shoe will do, I think Nike better continue to get on it and get ready to launch this brand.
Outselling every other WNBA star by miles. This isn't normal. This isn't just another player on a hot streak. This is cultural icon territory. It's the same kind of chaos we saw with Taylor Swift concert tickets. Fans crashing websites, camping outside stores, doing anything just to get a piece of the moment. Clark's CC logo has officially entered that same stratosphere, and Nike knows it. That's why they're not just dropping shoes, they're dropping a full-blown lifestyle. Hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, premium collections. Nike is positioning Caitlin Clark as not just an athlete, but a fashion force. A brand that lives beyond the court. And that's where things get dangerous for her critics. For years, people claimed women's basketball couldn't sell, couldn't generate buzz, couldn't drive revenue. Those excuses are gone now. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just moving merchandise, she's moving culture.
Social media to make this announcement for everybody to go into a frenzy and for, I think, the vibes to pick up just a little bit. It's that genuine love the fans have for Caitlin Clark. And the logo, pretty dope. Pretty dope, if I do say so myself. You see it right there. That's the look at it from the truck. They're going to be having to back up Brinks trucks to deal with all the orders that are coming for that sucker. But Caitlin Clark makes the announcement, says that the signature line is on the way in 2026.
But here's where the story gets even more intense. Her impact isn't limited to sneakers and jerseys. Caitlin Clark is now directly driving television ratings. Her games consistently triple the viewership of non-Clark matchups. On average, a Caitlin Clark game draws over 1 million viewers, compared to just 400,000 for other WNBA contests. That's not just a bump. It's a complete transformation of what networks thought women's basketball could deliver. And when Clark missed time with injury, the numbers collapsed. Some networks saw ratings plummet by as much as 40% when she wasn't playing. That's when executives realized the truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just a storyline. She's the storyline.
Is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out of sporting. If they successfully do this, this has never been done. Never been done. A sport brand turn luxury brand, and it's affordable. Affordable. See, that's the whole thing. It's a luxury brand that's affordable and is fashionable at the same damn time. And if this is how the ladies stuff look, I'm desperately seeking how to...
She's the gravitational pull holding the league's new media empire together. And it comes at the perfect time, because the WNBA is entering its most lucrative media rights deal in history, an 11-year, $2.2 billion agreement that triples the league's revenue. And right in the middle of it, carrying the momentum on her back, is Caitlin Clark. Broadcasters are already fighting over Clark games like they're playoff matchups. NBC.
Ready to go. I need t-shirts, hats, pants, shoes, socks. I want it all. Brand new socks and drawers. And I'm balling every time I come and talk to you. Yeah, I want it all, CC. I need all the CC merch. It's about time, Nike. Y'all have taken long enough. It should not have taken this long for you guys to get this stuff together. I don't know what the holdup was. Actually, I do believe I know what the holdup was. Y'all didn't want a bunch of people hating and mad and all that. I know. I'm ready for this merch to drop. Cannot wait. The Caitlin Clark merch is going to be absolutely fire. The sneakers are going to be off.
ESPN, ABC, CBS, everyone wants a piece. Because when Caitlin plays, people watch. And when people watch, money follows. That's the reality now. And Nike is cashing in on every second. But let's go back to the logo for a moment. Because the design itself might seem simple. Two C's interlocked. But what it represents is revolutionary. Nike is betting that women's basketball can be more than sport. They're positioning Clark as a luxury brand, something that crosses over into mainstream culture the way Air Jordans did in the 80s and 90s. Affordable, but aspirational. Accessible, but elite. That's the tightrope Nike is walking. And if they pull it off, it will be something no sports brand has ever accomplished, transforming a women's basketball star into a global fashion powerhouse. Remember, only 12 women in WNBA history have ever had a signature sneaker. Compare that to more than 20 NBA players currently with their own shoes. For decades, the market said women couldn't carry signature lines. Caitlin Clark is about to prove them wrong in the loudest way possible. When her shoe drops in 2026, Nike isn't just expecting a release, they're expecting an event. Sneakerheads know what that means. Lines around the block, websites crashing, resale prices skyrocketing. But this time, it won't just be sneaker culture driving the hype. It'll be women's sports fans, Caitlin Clark fans, casual buyers, and investors all colliding in one perfect storm. That's why Nike is taking its time. They could have rushed the shoe to market for quick cash, maybe tied it to the All-Star game in Indianapolis. But they didn't. They're playing the long game, developing it for 2 years, perfecting every detail. Because they know once it drops, there's no room for mistakes. The Caitlin Clark sneaker has to be flawless. And when it finally arrives, it's expected to sit alongside the greatest basketball shoes in history. That's not just pressure, it's history in the making. And it all started with a logo that sold out t-shirts before they even hit the shelves. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about Nike making money. It's about rewriting how women athletes are valued. Caitlin Clark's 8-year, $28 million Nike deal was already the richest of its kind. But looking at the numbers now, it's starting to look like a bargain. Experts are calling it the deal of the century. Because with projections reaching $150 million from her first shoe alone, Nike is going to make their money back several times over. The critics said it couldn't be done. The market says otherwise. And Caitlin Clark hasn't even hit her prime yet, but that's just the beginning.